Vintage, hello. How are you doing today? Going pretty good. I can't complain. Cannot complain. Alrighty. Put it in desktop. Crap. Awesome, awesome. Wake up, everyone. Yeah, I'm a little late getting started. So, and who knows if alrighty. I've been busy, so I'm a little behind on the times. Todd B, hello. Yeah. Aliens, aliens everywhere. I'm looking for this one in particular. I can't seem to find it. No, this one always did crack me up. Did you announce early you were coming on? Uh-uh. I just thought everybody know because nobody they were looking forward to Friday whatever scary thing, and nobody said what they wanted to do, so I said I'd come up with something. Maybe I should have. I've been busy. It is a bit hot. Oh God, it's been hot. It's still hot. I actually just got in a little bit ago. So, and it's still hot outside. I'm not finding what I need. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm not finding what I need. Vicky, hello. What do you think about people storming Area 51? Oh, yeah, well, we're going to get into that too. I was going to sign off and then I saw you were on. Howdy, it's hot where I am too, and should break tomorrow. Ours won't till Tuesday. People aren't going to storm Area 51. Security is just too tight. Tell me about it. People think so. Linnell Sorg, hello. Tinfoil hats, y'all. Oh yeah, let me put mine on. There. I've come up in the world. Yeah, we don't want them to know we're thinking. See, mine's all nice and sparkly. Yeah, there's a there's a couple of pictures I am wanting to get. Wow, your hat is jazzy, Les. Thank you. I still have my regular tinfoil one, but I figured I had other hats that were glittery, and this was the closest to it. So, at least with the glittery, it like spreads it, just sends it all the rays going left and right. Is this the one? No, I don't think that one's it. There's some specific pictures that I'm looking for that don't see it. Oh, I have to get through and go find them. Whoops. Celeste, hello. Hey Les, here we are, Friday night. Yep. Does it belong to one of your granddaughters? It looks awfully small. Oh, no, it's mine. It's mine. Zurkay, hello. No, it's just the way the hat is made. I ain't got that shape of head. So. But there's a particular picture. And I can't find it. Figures. I'm so unprepared for today. For real. I believe aliens exist and they all shop at Walmart. I do too. I believe you, Todd. I really do. I feel the same. I feel the same. Zurkay. Well. I'm sure it keeps going out. You like how I'm sitting out in space? Ooh. I'm in spacedom. Okay. We'll set that box right there. I'm in space. Well, anyway. Alright, let me get rid of this image. See if you like this image. Oh, the little baby. Coochie, 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 coo. What? Wait. Oh, wait. There. Coochie, 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 coochie. See that one all the way back there? Mommy, wait for me. Danger, danger, Will Robertson. Sarah says like that Gordian knot. Yeah. I saw that and I said, oh, that's neat. Black-eyed baby. Yeah, remember when we did the thing on the black-eyed kids? Yes. The mama. She looks normal and she had a gray alien. I wonder if the gray alien looked like mama one day. Never know. Oh, wrong one. Never know. See? Mama looks normal. Gray alien. Mama has a great figure. Or they're not gonna do ugly aliens. But do they exist? Are we alone in the universe? Depends on who you ask. Nice Anna, hello. Welcome, welcome. Do they exist, folks? And are there any on Earth? Are there any out in the sky? If they do, you know. Les, do you have that that scary intro? I don't have one. I have the one for space. I have the one for murder mysteries, but heck no. Sure to goodness there is more than us. CLS says no. Which intro do you want? I have the space one. Here we go. How about if I just do There you go. Scary thinking I don't have a clone of good-looking me out there. Oh my god. Ugh. Thank you, thank you. Nice and Todd. Yep. I have the. I want to do one just strictly for aliens and stuff, and I have theme music for that. Love that intro. I really do. See, aliens can either come under conspiracies or space. Really do believe we not alone. Well, Carolyn, hello. Well, hello, as you would say. Yes. How are you? Well, it depends on what you consider alien. What does alien mean? Truthfully and honestly. You can say the word alien. Love it. Now I have to push like. Okay. Thank you. Alien is just, if you ask me, alien doesn't necessarily have to be beings from outer space. Alien could be is something that is foreign to you, something that like right, Anna. I think it's anything foreign to us. Exactly. You know, or you feel alienated. You know, that's an. You know, you feel alienated. You're alone. You're away. You're by yourself. This and that. But just to get the concept alien, why is Area 51 so secretive? Well, because it's out there in the Nevada desert. It's where they've done a lot of clandestine testing. And supposedly it warehouses aliens. But there's nothing in Area 51. Not like people think. Not like people think. If they want to get to the so-called alien ships or the alien bodies, meaning alien from not from this world, they're going to have to go at least 15 miles away. 15 to 40 miles away. Now, of course, you know, when are they supposed to storm Area 51? Is it in September? Stacy, hello. Where is Area 51? It's in the Nevada desert. That's where Area 51 is. Sometimes alien can get confused with the paranormal. Both can't be explained. Animal lover, hello. Yes, neither one of them can be explained. But I don't consider alien paranormal. I really don't. I really don't. Now, I do believe in aliens. But I have said this from the time I started this channel. PJ, hello. September 20th. Y'all know ain't nobody gonna show up, and if they do, they're not gonna storm Area 51. Now, I'm gonna tell you about Area 51. Oh, wait, let me finish my thought. I have said this since the beginning of this channel. I believe in aliens, but not like most people do. To me, they're the fallen angels. And that's all there is to it. That's how I feel. That's how I personally feel. My opinion. Scientific studies are done in the labs. The desert was picked. It was a less populated area in the United States to protect people in case of a catastrophe. That's what they say. But there was testing going on. You can't test a ship, a flying ship, in a lab. You know. But Area 51 was supposedly where they took the they say that the wreckage from Roswell is there, and it's not. It's been well documented where parts of this wreckage. Now get this, if it was just a weather balloon, California Republic, hello. If it was just a weather balloon at Roswell, why would they need to keep records of where all this stuff went? It's just a weather balloon, right? And how could you send it to like 3 different places? I mean, come on now. It's just a weather balloon. So we all know where the stuff went, and I know Wright-Patterson because I live near it. You know, there's 2 other places it went to. If there are some species from another world up there, I don't think they are ready to be known. Are you sure about that? Experimentally, then supposedly an alien being occurred that they happened upon. Anna says, I agree, Les. They happened upon it in Roswell. But I do think that there is stuff there. But let me tell you about Area 51. Why can't they find evidence of Bigfoot? That's a story for another day. You know. And it's not really sure, then they may think we aren't ready. I think it's the fact that we aren't ready. Greggy Huffman, my future ex-husband, hello. Now, I gotta get rid of that Sandy the Seahorse, because we're going to be doing Leo the Sea Lion for next month, August. Well, anyway, let me tell you about Area 51 to start off with. Area 51, they've got fences all around. You can only get so close, that's it. They have warning signs everywhere. If you go on the property, you will be shot. There's no warning shot, nothing. It said you will be shot. There are people. Check out the Montauk project in New York. Ooh, I will. Heck, my neighbor would freak if someone would move in with 10 kids. So at Area 51, it is government property. It is well guarded. There has been many documented cases where people were up at the fence line, and out of nowhere, within like a minute, there were people out there shooting. They've got cameras everywhere. They've got triggers everywhere for alarms. And they got people that they have orders to shoot. So the premise behind storming Area 51, first of all, it's going to be very hard for at least one person to get in, let alone however many. And if they think that they won't be shot because there's too many of them, are you serious? They've got plenty of ammo. There's plenty. They will mow you down. There are signs everywhere. And this is what kills me about people, is that they think, all right, there's all these signs. Do not enter, you will be shot. Do not enter, you will be shot. Get away, you will be shot. And then they get shot. You're like, well, I didn't know. Why did they shoot me? Take some responsibility for yourselves, folks. You know, these people are going to storm. I don't think they'll do it. They may have 2 million signatures and maybe 4 people show up. And so they go and get themselves shot, and they're going to say, why did you shoot me? Everybody knows you go near that place, they're going to get shot. Underground experiments on males and computers had to be shut down. The scientist told her daughter to not speak about things until she was older to protect her. Just storm the place. Where do I sign up? There's a thing online. It's online. I think it's on Facebook or something. It's got like 2 million signatures or something like that. 200,000, 2 million. I know it's up there. Anybody who worked in Area 51 are not allowed to speak of it. If you worked there, you weren't allowed to speak of it. You were not allowed to tell what you've done, not even to your family. You were not allowed to speak of it. Not at all. But right now, I really think Area 51 is kept to keep people's attention away from the other areas that really do matter. And I was actually going to do a video on it. It's not Area 51 you got to go storm. It's 15 miles away. 15 to 40. It's a Facebook thing. I think 99% plus of the signers are people who think it's a cool idea but have no intention to participate, even if they had the means and time to go there. Exactly. That's why I said maybe 4 might show up. Just asking with past theories on all this. I have heard we have a big militia out west hidden. Now, true or not, I rather believe do with anything cover up. Exactly, Les. So Area 51 is a decoy? I truly believe that. Because people aren't talking. Like Bob Lazar. Has anybody ever heard of Bob Lazar? He's famous in the realm of this kind of stuff because he talks about it. He's had his life threatened and everything. Area 51 believes if enough people storm the place with enough people, someone will get in to see what is going on. Yeah, I know. Sarah's heard of the name. Well, Bob Lazar actually worked at Area 51 and other places. He worked for the government. He was a scientist. He is. I think he's still alive, as a matter of fact. But there's once there a guy that worked there, and he talked, and then he was nowhere to be found. There's a couple like that. Kind of like a death mission for most of them, exactly. Now, Bob Lazar, he has talked about Area 51 and what he believes is going on there now. But that isn't the fascinating part. He even said, that's not the place you want to go to. Sorry. He said, I worked at 2 different places. Nikki Rev, hello. I believe too. But I do not believe aliens are what, like, people think so. So, Bob Lazar, he worked at 2 other places. And he said, that's not the area you want to go to. Now, one of them is 15 miles away, and I cannot remember the other one, the name of it. And there's another place that's 40 miles away, and I don't remember the name of that either. I do not remember. I am so ill prepared for tonight, but been a hell of a week, folks. That is why the Montauk Project scientist's daughter was quiet for so long. Hell yeah, because you don't usually talk. Deonda, hello. How you doing, Deonda? So this is what's going on. Pixie Dharma, hello. Hello, Les. I believe the aliens were moved out of Area 51 ages ago. If they find anything, it will be evidence of reverse engineering on ships. That's it. My granddad worked on the reverse engineering on those ships. They weren't never at Area 51. I'm okay. How you be? I be good. Hot. I just got in a little bit ago. It's still hot out there. Snickerdoodle, hello. The ships were never in Area 51, folks. They never were. Now, I don't know about the people now that come to my room, come to my chats, but if anybody who has been here from 2017, 2018, they know my granddad died. And it was a really hard time for me. But my granddad did the reverse engineering on these. He said, how do you think we have... First of all, he said, you can't communicate. You can't send people in space without communication. He said, where do you think we got the technology for that? He said, I worked it. Now, my granddad told me this 2 years before he died. He was talking. But nobody in my family was listening but me. So he was talking. He said, what are they going to do to me? I'm dying. He knew he was dying. And he said, where do you think they got the information on, where do you think they got the technology to do PET scans and stuff? My granddad helped design. He worked on creating the PET scan. He said that was all done by reverse engineering. Wants you to think aliens are at Area 52, RIP granddad. Well, thank you, Nikki. Oh, I would have loved knowing him, Les. He was literally a fascinating guy. This is all he's ever done. Area 51. Yeah, this is all he's ever done all his life was reverse engineering after he got out of the Marines. Now, my granddad, let me tell you the story of my granddad, because he really is a very fascinating man. He did a lot of things, and I was kept away from him. He was just so busy. We lived in another state. I never got to know him until the past couple years of his life. And that's when he started talking. I just started asking questions. He was in the Marines. And they were storming a place, and whatever foxhole they were in or whatever, it got blown up, and he was sent home. He was in Bethesda Hospital for almost a year. He had to learn to walk into everything again. His mind was there, but physically, he still walked with a limp to the day he died, and there's still shrapnel in him. His leg was actually created by a dentist. They made a leg for him. And it was partly dental material. Was his leg. It was really neat. I was like, are you serious? Mom said, yeah, that's true. I was like, damn, Mom, why didn't you tell me this? He got out of the Marines, of course, once he learned to walk into everything again, he decided he was going to be a reverse engineer. He was already a pilot. He can fly anything. How big is Area 51? Are there big warehouses? I'll tell you how big Area 51 is in a minute. Now, when my granddad, he worked for NASA, or worked for the government. I always say NASA because that's who everybody equates with the space program and stuff, but he worked for the government, and that was his job, was to reverse engineer. He got done with that, and when he left the government, he went into the private sector, and he worked for a company that was hired by our government to work with NASA to do what? Reverse engineering. That's all he's ever done. So he was telling me, where do you think we got this technology from? He said, we're still learning. And he said, everything and anything that our government comes out with has already been in the testing for at least 20, 25 years. He said, sometimes maybe even more. But he says it's been at least 20 years that they've worked on something before they come out with anything. And he says, because of us reverse engineers. We didn't know how to make these things fly. We had to redo it, you know? Well, he was the one that was telling me, and he said, don't you ever let anybody tell you they do not exist. He said, we have proof. He said, but the reason why the government isn't saying anything, especially back in the 70s, is because, first of all, mass hysteria, especially in the 70s. And I remember the 70s. It would have been. An entity supposedly was released, a dark force they called it in the Montauk Project, is why it was shut down. The males they used were taken off the streets all over. They were between the ages. Now, I have to read up on the Montauk Project. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it's about. If it's what I'm thinking it is, then that's a whole new subject on its own. Literally. Now, from what he was telling me, and he's not, like I said, you guys, he's not a quack or anything. Between the ages of 16 and 21. He's not a quack or anything. I mean, the man he's got his Purple Hearts. He is a war hero. He's a pilot. He can fly almost anything. He's got his certificates for all these types of planes and stuff. He can't do the space shuttle or anything like that, but okay, sorry, back on topic. No, I'm interested in the Montauk Project, and if it's what I'm thinking of, that's a nest. I think, matter of fact, we might do that next week. I think we might actually do that next week, the Montauk Project, if it's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think we should. Pixie, oh my god, I love your X-Files top. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I also have like a brown one that says the truth is out there with an alien ship on it. So, now there are parts in the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base that has been documented. That it's Wright-Patterson and 2 other Air Force bases. Now, I ought to go out to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I actually go to the museum because it's right beside the Air Force Base. Now, to get in to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, now we had an Air Force Base right out here. You can drive onto it. Of course, they got guards, but you can just drive onto it. You go to the guardhouse. If you're not wanted there, trust me, they will escort you off. But it's not there anymore. We have the armory right here. They got a big old fence around it, but you can still go in. Well, I ought to show you what it looks like. What it looks like now. To Wright-Patterson, there is no way in hell you're getting on that Air Force Base. No way in hell you're going to get on that Air Force Base. You're not. You can go to the museum, and parts of the museum, of course, you got the hangars where the planes and all this other stuff is, and you got an inside museum and outside museum. I'm telling you, you're not getting to Wright-Patterson. You're not. It's too many just to even get get to the inside lot of it. There's too much crap to go through. Well, my uncle Gary worked out here at this Air Force base, and he worked with lasers and stuff like that. And they pulled him out of our local Air Force base, which is literally not even 5 minutes straight shot from my house. Didn't they part of the Air Force here to the public? I mean, like a kid center? That kid center is across. Well, it might be. It's across the street, but it's not the Air Force base anymore. So the Air Force, the base, all that technology and everything left with them. Now they pulled Gary when it was Air Force Base, pulled him out of this Air Force Base here, and took him to Wright-Patterson. Now Gary was telling me about how. Okay, Greggy, hurry back. Now Gary was telling me about what he had to go through just to get to the area inside the building to what he was to work on. Couldn't say what he was working on. I just know it had to do with lasers, really. And they pulled him for a whole week. Now, why would they pull him from here? My Uncle Gary is my granddad's son, one of my mom's younger brothers. Why would they pull him from here to take him escorted to Wright-Patterson every day for a week? And the checkpoints he had to go through just to get to the area to where he could work. You have to go through all this stuff on the outside. And then once you got inside, you had to go through all these security checks until he got to the room. And you were working by yourself. Nobody knows what the other person is working on. If there were other people, he said, I couldn't tell you there was other people working. So I don't know. I was in a room. That was it. And he was told to do a certain thing, and he did it. Now I understand why a lot of places, government places especially, why they do that. They have to double check, triple check. Is this person getting the same thing as this other person? Can they do the same as this? Blah blah blah. I understand all that. But knowing Wright-Patterson's reputation, and it is documented, so I don't even know why they're lying about it. So, but with my granddad, that's all he's ever done. My grandson wears a hat that says, stay human. Yeah. Stay human, folks. Now, like I said, this is all my granddad's ever done. So when he's telling me all this, and it's only in the past couple years, he passed away, and in 17, and it was only a couple years I got to talk to him. And of course, we talked about a lot of other things too. Whatever he wanted to talk about, I'll talk to him. And I can only talk to him till a certain time of night anyway. He had his routine. So he was telling me, he said, don't you ever let them tell you they don't exist, they do. And that's one thing I've always remembered. Always. Now, it's strange though, that when he died, there's none of his notebooks, nothing. We don't have a thing of his except for his medals, Purple Heart. We don't have a thing. Do I have to? I'm 71. I earn the right to freak my punch. And it's just amazing that we don't have any of his. And apparently, none of his personal effects. It just disappeared. We don't have a thing. I was like, not even his furniture. I mean, you know, no, it's all gone. Do you guys know what happened? No. They don't even care. His family didn't even care. His brother-in-laws didn't even care. That's crazy. I know it is. So that leads me to believe, because I wanted his notebooks. I wanted his notebooks because he created and invented some stuff that really could help society. Really could. And nobody would take him up on him. You know, he tried. But I wanted his stuff. I wanted his notebooks and books. They're not there. I was like, is Dad going down to double check, Mom? Because are you thinking government took it or Men in Black? I'm thinking because they don't know what happened. He ended up in a nursing home, and my cousin Lacey would go and visit and take pictures, and and make sure he was okay. But nobody ever went to his house, his condo. Nobody ever went. But yet none of his stuff was there. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Could he have hidden them? Nah, he didn't care. He was dying. What does he care? I just always told him I wanted them. He said, take them, I don't care. You know. Either or both, maybe, Pixie. I just find it weird that not even his furniture, nobody cared. I was like, Mom, where's all of his stuff? She's like, Les, nobody knows. I said, where's even his furniture? His computer? His stuff? I said, even his watch. I think Lacey might have his watch. But I said, where's his things? Aren't we supposed to go pack it up? You are the only heir. There's nothing to pack up. She didn't have to go. Now, my dad said he was going to go down. And my granddad's brother-in-laws, who, was his wife's two brothers, said there's nothing there. That's right. Nobody questioned it. I did. I questioned the hell out of it. But nobody's listening to me because I'm only the granddaughter. I questioned the hell. I was like, even he had two sisters that were total B words. He was the only boy, and I think he had like 50,000 sisters. There was two sisters that would go, and they were total B words. And they got pissed because Mom, being the only heir, got most of his money. And the other part was left to his two brother-in-laws. So they were pissed anyway. So even my one cousin Ashley was mad. She didn't get nothing. Well, I didn't get anything. I'm his blood. Ashley was adopted, but she ended up being such a turd. I mean, all the things she wanted from Granddad and my Uncle Gary was just the money. That was it. Lacey and I were the ones that we were wanting his things to remember him. I wanted his books and notes. Lacey could care less about that shit. I wanted to know. Don't know where his computer, laptop, don't know where any of that's at. Nobody questioned it. So that tells me something right there. I would have rather had all the other gladly. Same here. Same here. I would have too. I don't get the money, so, and I didn't. I never got $1 from him all his life, unlike my sister and my nephews. Why would they not question it? Because they were only after one thing, and it was the money. It wasn't there was no care for him. That was left on my cousin Lacey. She had to go to Florida. I said, Lacey, I can't get down there. But Lacey went. And she had family members to stay with. Well, from her husband's side. She didn't stay with my side of the family, and I don't blame her. Exactly why the government waits out till the people that have no info, that have info die, in hopes the secrets die with the person. I don't know. Think the family knew not to? No, they didn't care. They did not care about the man. Not even my own mother. She didn't care about the man. She just wanted stuff from him. If they did, then no money. You know what I mean? Exactly. They didn't care. Nobody questioned it. I was asking left and right. My own parents didn't even care. Doesn't make any sense. Where did all his things go? Exactly. I'm looking at it this way. Okay, if they did go in and take his computer, his laptop, he never carried a cell phone. He had one, never carried it. It was always in his bedroom. I was like, Granddad didn't I have one? He said, you never know. But if they took all this, where's all his furniture and shit? I mean, you know. My family is so ridiculously close, so that's strange to me that they didn't care. They didn't. They just wanted his money. I wanted his things. So did Lacey. Lacey and I are mad to this day. And it's been 2 years. We're both mad. Lacey and I are exactly alike in that regard. Maybe it's somewhere hidden. So, Granddad didn't do it. Granddad, really didn't care. He didn't care. He said, I'm dying. What are they going to do to me? You know? So when he was telling me that the information, like the stealth bomber, they got that from the reverse engineering of the mess. I call it the mess. Of the mess. And he was one of the ones that helped design the control panel of the stealth bomber, because he was also, like I said, a pilot. He was also a captain. He had his captain's license. So it's just fascinating to me that he had all this information. I didn't get to get all of it. It just seemed like it seemed like there was all the time in the world, and then there was none. You know, it goes to show you. I wanted it. But the point is that there are things out there that the government is never, ever, ever going to let you know. And there's a lot of things the government does to throw diversion. And Area 51 is one of them. Do you believe that David Icke guy who says there are reptilian shape shifter aliens on Earth and that they're in higher up positions? David Icke. That's what, you know what, David Icke, sometimes I just want to smack him. I really do. Now, I was actually joking about this with Donna earlier because we were actually talking about the topic for tonight. And we were talking about the reptilians. And she says, ooh, all those movie stars. I said, look. David Icke is a crackpot. Exactly. I said, look. I said, thanks to that show V. Does anybody remember the show V, the original one, back when Robert Englund was on it? Freddy Krueger, he was on V. It just ended up getting crazy after a while. Intense, hello. It's thanks to that show that the reptilian people I don't know. I don't know. Pigs has never seen it. Sorry. Oh, that's okay. Les, you already proved the Venetians are here. I didn't prove it. I'm just telling you what the stories are. I do, Les. I remember. Yes, I do. Finally watched it a few years ago. Not the series, the two-part TV movie. Well, they also made it a series. The movie into a series. Back, I think it was in the 80s. Yeah, it was in the 80s. The original. I don't know. I know they say that the aliens, that there are some that do shapeshift. And that is one of the things you hear. That's not something my granddad has ever told me. He was just telling me, you know, what he did. So, but I know people say that there are some that exist that are shapeshifters. Now, that goes in part with what I believe in, is that I do believe in aliens, but not as people think. I believe they are the fallen angels. Now, they're saying, oh, great, you bring this up again. No, I'm not going into a biblical topic, but what I am going into is that it is said that the angels can change shape. They can shift anytime. They can be anything they want to be. That they have that gift, power, whatever you want to call it. So when they say aliens can shape change, that leads me to believe what I believe in. I've never heard that theory before, Les. Yeah, well, it comes across during Bible study and stuff. And then you hear all this stuff about these aliens, and it makes you wonder, because it's like, well, they can do the same thing. They shapeshift. And so that leads me to believe what I believe. But either way, whether you believe it or not, I don't know. I'm not the authority on it or whatever. I just repeat what is out there, and who knows? Like the Venetian, meaning shape change into what? They can take on a human form. They can take on animal form. They can shift into anything they want. Can they shapeshift into spaghetti? I don't know. Why would you? Somebody be afraid somebody eat you. But they can shift into any form. That's what shapeshifters do. That's what makes us unique, our own views. Yup. But like I said, this is all going to be opinions, because until there is hard, concrete proof for everyone, because everyone's a doubting Thomas, and I don't blame him, you should be, then, it's all going to be speculation. But, like with the Venetian, like Todd said, you have this guy who was, until he died, he was talking to one, and then when he died, his son took over. And supposedly he's still here, and he lives in a ship. The ship has been moved. It was in Virginia, near DC, and it was moved, and to where nobody knows, and it is cloaked. So what do we know about Area 51 size? Well, apparently the Area 51 size has been increased, and they have tunnels stretching hundreds of miles. And that it's big enough, way more than big enough, it would make a bomber plane just look dwarfed. It really would. They could actually run an airport in and out of that sucker. It's huge. This it would you can put a normal sized 6-foot guy, stand it right there in the middle of this tunnel, and he would look like an ant. It's just huge. That's how big. Hey, that would be a good way to reproduce for them. Shape change into some kind of food. A human eats the food, they become an alien. I sometimes do think we have been visited by other life source, and I do think they can be around. Think they can be around, however, they see fit. Look, when you have other governments from other countries who are releasing their tapes of conversations between pilots and control tower, and they're saying this crap exists, we have this object, it's going so fast, and it's just doing all these things, and blah blah blah, and the pilots are freaking out. That tells you something. They're already pretty much saying, without coming out saying it, it's like, yeah, they're here. With everything now not good for us, does make you wonder. You have snippets, a video taken from these jets of things just flying. They're going upside planes, it's like big deal, and then shoot off like the planes weren't even moving at all. These are jets. And if a pilot mentions UFOs, his career is over to this day. What are they covering up? Says Sarah. Pixie says, have you checked out that streaming site called Gaia? No. They have so many documentaries about aliens, and they have so many interviews with ex-government employees who talk about all the stuff they have seen. That's what I'm saying, like Bob Lazar. He worked it. And he's been trying to tell people. And like I said, he's one of the more famous ones in that realm. And he knows his stuff. But he's been trying to tell people for 20 years, at least, if not longer. Look, this is what's going on. He himself has seen a ship, and apparently they've acquired since Roswell. And Roswell wasn't the only place, y'all. It happened all over the world around the same time. We weren't the only ones. We're just fixated with Roswell because it happened in our country. It happened all over the world. It was like a coordinated thing, is how it seems. Cameron Jackson, hello. It's been a long time. Pixie says, I just watched a new documentary on Bob. It's on Netflix. He is still being raided, but the FBI and shit, by the FBI and shit to this day. Exactly. Anna said, yes, I have heard that. So we're only fixated with Roswell because it's happened in our country. Not to mention the fact it's happened before Roswell. The only difference is this time is that there was a witness. And that's what started it. If that guy did not witness this, it wouldn't have started nothing. It's happened before, and it's happened since. Now, what they say the Area 51, though, is that they use that area, but they also use, I wish I could remember the name right offhand. They also use this other area that's like 15 miles away. They use that a lot for so-called, they know, let's say so-called. Apparently, they are in communication, which we will never know about, thanks to this Venetian guy, if you believe it. And he was this Venetian guy was the one that actually, they say, worked in our government for 3 years. He didn't actually work in our government. He was there at the Pentagon for 3 years, and then it was time for him to go. So he just left. They thought they could keep him there forever. And Eisenhower and Nixon met with him. And the only thing Eisenhower wanted from him was his weapons capability. And he was offering Valiant. That's right, Valiant. Valiant Thor was his name. And he wouldn't give, but he's like, look, I can give you all this other. No, you're not going to get my weapons, no. And Eisenhower wanted nothing to do with him, so he just stayed at the Pentagon, and that's how he kept talking to this guy. Well, anyway, Megan's blog. Hello, Megan. So anyway, thanks to him, we were able to communicate. Now, apparently they know when these aliens are coming, so they would be at this other place 15 miles away, and they would come and go as they pleased. And they actually have given, supposedly, ships and a couple of aliens. And apparently, someone saw one. I'm not sure if Bob Lazar said he saw one. I'm not sure about that. I keep thinking he was either there on that interview or they were interviewing Bob, but apparently, people have met this alien, and that he's learned our language, and they're trying to do the same, and they're trying to learn his language and this and that and blah blah blah, and said that he was one of the tall giants, the tall ones. They called them the tall ones. Apparently there's like 3 or 4 there at this place. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just telling you. I can't believe Valiant Thor said he could help them get world peace and everything, and they said no because it would be bad for the economy. Exactly. And he said you wouldn't need an economy. I can give you all the energy sources you want. I can help you be free of diseases. I can help you do... Nope. They wanted weapons. I always thought Eisenhower was a dickhead to begin with. I can't believe he was voted in as president. Isn't there a secret plane called Janet that takes off from the Vegas airport? I don't know. I don't know. Cameron said, is this about Area 51? What's going on with that? I'm seeing a lot of YouTube channels talking about it now. That's because there's this petition where all these people want to storm Area 51 because they said they won't kill us because there'll be too many. Carolyn says, the intellect of the advanced beings makes us look like we're all on the yellow bus. Exactly. Would like the theory or explanation for those field patterns they capture aerially. Now that's freaky. Exactly. Exactly. I've heard of Janet. It's my mother's name. It's an acronym for a plane that takes commuters from Vegas to Area 51. And Deanna says, can you say stupid? Pixie says, they are such idiots. It's a shoot on sight, shoot to kill area. Exactly. Anna says, I refuse to talk politics, but there have been a couple of our leaders that make me think they are aliens. Yeah. Oh, I remember when they were saying Bush was a reptilian because he licked his lips, and I just thought of that now. I just licked mine. I was like, am I an alien? I was telling Donna, I said, if they were really lizard people, if they were really reptilians, I said their eyes wouldn't shut up and down, they'd go sideways. Sorry. Oh, don't be sorry, Anna. That's not talking politics. That's just. I said reptiles are eyes closed sideways like that. Wouldn't go up and down. And I said, good God, it's not like their tongues are forked. It's not like they need lotion every 3 seconds. They ain't scaly. I mean, come on now. And poor Donna, she actually believes that there are movie stars that are reptilian. I was like, Donna, they're assholes. They're not reptilian. What did the aliens ever do to you? Why insult them? Why insult the aliens? But, you never know. Put the lotion in the basket. Exactly. It puts the lotion in its skin. Put the lotion in the basket. I want my mommy. I don't believe. Now, this is what I do believe, though. I believe there are some very credible cases of people who were abducted. 90% of them, no. But that's what the government does, and that was part of the project back then. It was, they were to disprove every little thing. So that's what the government did. They would put things out that would disprove everything and make people who are credible seem like quacks. Anna, don't insult the aliens by comparing them to modern day politicians. Have you read Communion by Whitley Strieber? No, I have not. Now, I think that was Project Blue Book or something, where they were ordered, these scientists and everything were ordered by the government to lie and say they didn't exist and disprove everything everybody says. But I really do believe that there are some very credible, very, very credible people who they were attempted to be taken, or they were and brought back and things like that. It came out over 30 years ago, and a fake is still in print. I recommend it. Come to your own conclusion whether you believe it. Several years later, it was made in a movie starring Christopher Walken that I've heard wasn't very good. Christopher Walken is weird. Maybe that's the persona he wants to give out. As far as I know, AVAC. Pixie said, yes, they made Project Blue Book into a TV series based on the real cases. Yeah, I need to see that, by the way. Well, anyway, now the reason I'm saying that there are some very credible cases, and I've said this before on here, so it's nothing new. Many of you have probably heard it, some may not, I don't know. Is that there was a website, and it was done by a group, and it's called C4, letter C, number 4, research.com, but it's a different website now. I actually have it stored in my mom's computer, believe it or not. His wife, who died a couple years ago, also believed that she had been abducted. Now, they did an interview with all these people, and the guy who headed this up was a total non-believer. He did it to disprove everybody. Disprove them all. He did not believe it. And he was a scientist himself, you know, he was in those realms. And what he found out was many of them are false, but not all of them. And what one of the things that changed his mind was the fact that these ones that were actually very credible. He was at a, what do they call it, convention or something for scientists, okay? And he talked with about 4 or 5 other of his colleagues. And he was amazed. He said they knew. They all said, we know. But we're not saying a thing, because then they wouldn't have a career. He said, I just want the truth to get out there. And they're saying, we're not going to back you. Sorry. You know, they didn't want to lose their livelihood, which I don't blame them, but still, they didn't want to lose their livelihood and stuff, but they knew. And so he's still doing this research, and he came, and I think I've told this before on here, I'm pretty sure, but I may not have heard it, is that he was going through footage. He said there has to be a way to stop this. And so, which is part of his research, is how to stop it. So they were, him and his buddy that was working on the team, on the research team, they were going through footage they've already done. And he said it was right there in front of us the whole entire time. And he said, and I was there, talking, asking questions, this and that. And he said, even then, I did not hear what this man said. He said, I don't know why. He said, but I did not hear it. And so he was looking at this, redoing this footage, and they rewound it. And he played it again. And he said, do you remember him saying that? And the guy said, no, I don't. They rewound it again. And what it was, this was the story of this guy who was an atheist, by the way. They were interviewing him. He did not believe. He was an atheist. Les, have you heard of Elizabeth Clare? She claims to have had a baby with an alien. I can believe that. I can believe that. He said, this was the guy's account. He said he was in bed with his wife, and he said he's felt himself moving. And he was floating, and he was getting close to the window. And he looked back, and his wife was there on the bed. He couldn't say or do anything. He was trying to holler, and he was getting close to the window. And he said, for some reason, I don't know how it came out or where it came from. He said, Jesus, please help me. And he was thrown back onto the bed. So much so, woke his wife up, and his wife said, why are you jumping on the bed? And then he looked out the window. There was nothing there. Since a really young age, he had encounters with aliens and UFOs. You should for sure check it out. It's crazy. Said Pixie. So what this guy was saying and what had saved his life, so this C4 research team went back and interviewed a lot of the credible ones to see if they had anything similar. And the one thing that saved them all from being taken, some had been abducted 2 or 3 times, but eventually what stopped it is their belief in Jesus and God. Now, needless to say, the guy's a Christian now, you know, and all that, and believes and all this other stuff in Jesus and God. But why, I want to know, why is it so easy to believe the aliens, but it's not easy to believe in Jesus and God? They all come from the same place. And that's how to stop it. Every one of them, that not only them, because there's more than what of who they interviewed. You know, we're not talking about 5, 10 people here. We're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 1,000 something now, for real. So, out of all these people, not one of them believed in God. Now, I found this out after I had my experience with seeing a UFO. You would have those believe aliens are shapeshifters, of the devil. Who knows? They don't have to be of the devil. Look, angels come from God too. They're messengers. They come from God too. Stryber was a lapsed Catholic who had embraced Wicca. Stryber was, so I actually, there was one night where I was dog sitting. I've honestly never heard your story. PJ says, "Do tell, Les, please. I've honestly never heard your story." Judith Espinoza, hello. Hello, Les. Thank you so much. I love him. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Now, I've had several times, a couple times. Jeffrey Taddeo, hello. So I've had a couple times where I've seen him. Seen a UFO. Now, this one particular time, I saw an armada. There was 13 of them. And when I saw this thing, this armada going right across 79, and I didn't hear a thing. That's just it. I didn't hear nothing. You would think if they were regular, normal planes, which my parents live in the flight path, you know. I know what planes sound like. I was going to be a pilot. I've had my ground school. I can actually take off and land if I had to. But I didn't know what it was called at the time, and I found out later it was called an armada. There was 13, I counted them. And they were going across, I had to go to my parents and show you. They were going across 79 from my parents' house. It's pretty close. I was walking Casey. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And what made me look up was Casey stopped. Really. He stopped. And I looked down at him. And I just happened to look up, and there was these things. They were red round orbs. There's 13 of them. And they were going across, and it looked like they were going behind a black curtain. It was like they'd go, and you can tell because, like, if one went behind what I call a black curtain, you know how you go behind something, you just see it disappear to nothing, and that's what it did. So I'm watching this, I couldn't move. I'm just watching this. And then I heard Casey go. So I reached down to pick him up. So I have him in my arms. And there was the last two. And I was just thinking in my head. I was just thinking it. I said, "Oh, please, don't go. Slow down." And it did. It stopped. One of them stopped. And I went, "Oh, shit." So here I've got my mom's dog in my hand, and we go back to the house. I get inside that house, and on the way to the home, I turn around, and it starts to move, and the last one finally went behind the curtain. So I go in the house. The first thing I do is I called the police. I asked dispatch. I said, "Is there some kind of aerial show going on tonight?" "No." And they said, what's the problem? And I told her exactly what I saw. And she said, do you need an ambulance? No. Do you need the police? No. Are you in danger? No. I'm just telling you what I saw. Well, do you need the police? Well, not really. Who do I tell this to? She thought I was a quackpot. The police didn't care. I called my friend Michelle. This is 11. By this time, it's almost 12 o'clock. 11:30. Or between 11:30 and 12 this time. It was between 11 and 12 when all this happened. I called my friend Michelle. I called my sister. I called Fran. I called my mom and dad who were out of state. I called them. And I had to tell. Mom's the only one that believed me. Everyone else was like, yeah, whatever. I know what I saw. Would I be calling all these people? I'm shook now. I really don't want to leave my house. Where's the aluminum foil hat? I got the fancy one on tonight. It's actually up in the closet, up on the shelf. Now, was I afraid? I was freaked out for about 2 hours, and after that, no. Is there an alien sighting hotline? Believe it or not, there is. And I didn't know it at the time. PJ, the almost 5150 GLS. I'm telling you. Karen, house family, well, since I've heard of it. Family, house Cameron, everyone. Cameron's doing good. He's out on his own doing his own thing. He's in a love triangle where he lives. I'm like, dude, you don't sleep with people you're right there with. I mean, but everybody's fine. So if you believe that aliens are really fallen angels, what do you think UFOs are? Not meaning to sound disrespectful or anything, but do you believe they are man-made? No, I believe they come from where they come from. And I do believe the fallen angels, they can do anything. You guys got to understand, they're thousands of times smarter than we are. They have technology. They know technology. This stuff's been going on since the beginning of time as we know it. Les, the lights that change colors and dart everywhere so fast fascinate me. Same here. Cameron's like, good, that's good to hear. Yeah, everybody's doing good. Now, there was another time where, you guys remember 2004, 2005, that December, January? Cool, I just wasn't sure. Sorry, that was rude to ask. No, it's not rude to ask. No. It's not rude to ask. But there was one other time that I saw one. Well, this has actually been more back. One, I can't really say 100% for sure. The other one, I'm like, well, I don't know. I've never known a plane to move like that, but you never know because it wasn't so close. Are you going to be the one to storm Area 51? Hell no. I ain't stupid. I was sitting on back in 2004, 2005, where like it seemed like the whole country was out of electric and it was the ice storm everywhere, and this and that and blah blah blah. It was during that time. It was after Christmas, I think. No, it was right before Christmas. So anyway, I'm sitting out back about 2 o'clock in the morning, smoking a cigarette in the cold, and it wasn't that cold, I don't think. Some nights just are. It's cold outside, but it isn't cold. You can just sit out there. I guess because it's not wind blowing and it's not raining or whatever. Well, anyway, I'm sitting out back and I'm on the phone, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking up, and behind the house, James and Michelle's house, is a church. And in this church, they have the parking lights, parking lot lights, street lights. And I'm looking up, and I'm looking at this one particular street light, and I was like, man, that light must be going out. That looks awfully strange. And it was red and yellow light, like a little round ball. Just a moving. Yeah, 2004 Christmas, we had snow here. Unbelievable. Yeah. So it was just a little around, and these lights are it's just turning, and these lights on sled. I really thought to myself, I really did. I said, that light's awfully strange. I wonder if it's getting ready to go out. Huh. And that's exactly what I thought to myself while I'm on the phone. You look away and you laugh and this and that. And I just happened to look back up. Something intrigued me, and I said, I want to see that light again. Well, when I looked back up, it was straight up and down. And it was the red and yellow, just straight up and down. And it was flickering. Red and yellow, red and light, red and yellow. The whole thing. And I just went, and then it moved just a little bit. And I was like, and no sooner than I blinked, the thing just took off and disappeared. I'm like, there's no buildings, no lights, no nothing, no trees. There's nothing. It's just pure field. And it just straight up down, it boom, and disappeared. And I went, I was tripping out. It was the first one I saw. But I didn't hear a thing. There was nothing. No sound whatsoever. My ass would have been still out back, and the rest of my body in the house. I tripped out. I go running inside. I was telling Michelle, well, apparently her husband James sees them all the time. I was like, and you never told me? And that was a cig you were smoking? Well, yeah. Yeah. And so, I was an alcoholic, not a drug user. But I had already quit smoke. I was drinking then. I've been fighting alcoholism all my life. But anyway, so I was tripping out. I go tell Michelle. Michelle said, James sees him all the time. It's no big deal for her. I was like, and you're just now telling me that? How long have we been friends? Really? You're just now telling me this, knowing how fascinated But there was no sound. That was what was incredible. With the Armada of 13 ships going over 79, you would hear something. Even when there's a hot air balloon that's landing in the field behind the houses, even with a hot air balloon, you hear something. You hear a whoosh or something as they were trying to land, you know? There was no sound whatsoever. I would have freaked out. Deanna said, oh my God, I could see her telling you that. I know. It's like, you're just now saying something? She's like, oh yeah, James sees them all the time. So I woke you up for no reason, huh? So, those were the two that can I definitely say I saw them. Now, one, I was sitting out front my mom's front step, dog sitting, because we don't want to mess up the dog's routine. So he never went in a kennel. I had to watch him at my house, at my mom and dad's house, because it didn't ruin his routine. So, all right. Said, leave the keys to your truck, Mom. Because I would take him rides in it. So I'm sitting outside. It was probably about midnight. It was after our walk. And, you know, I had Casey. He's just sitting there chilling. He's chilling in the grass, loving it. And then he'd go lay on the sidewalk and he'd just chill. Go lay in the grass, love it. And then go, I'll watch this dog do this forever. He's just funny. And I happened to look up and I saw this thing going across. I just happened to look up at the sky and there was this white light going across. Now, I'm looking at it, literally, this is how I was looking at it, and I remember it. that quick. Now, like I said, um, I live in a flight path. I know what planes do. I've never seen it, and I was looking. Believe it, I trust me. I was looking for its wing lights and stuff like that. Couldn't see it. Couldn't see any. Normally, you can. You can see the wing lights. But I've never known a plane, I don't care, that moved that quick across the sky. I mean, I just like that. Now, I don't know if the thing was on cruise control or, because he's like, hey, I'm just going to push his button. We're just going to relax for a minute. Or if it really was something. I can't say 100% sure because I didn't hear anything, of course. But yet it was just far enough away to where I can't be sure. But that thing was moving. It wasn't going, pew, out of sight moving, but it was moving. But it could have been a jet. I don't know. I can't say. So I don't know about that one, but it wouldn't surprise me. Man, I can't hallucinate on acid. That's a lie. Barely though. Wish I had some. Now to test my luck, maybe I'd see some aliens. I'm stone cold sober when this shit happens. Now, one time I was out back at Pizza Hut smoking a cigarette, and I just happened to look up, and I didn't hear anything then, but I'm gonna say plane at first. I was watching it, and it just went straight down, made a right turn, made another right turn, come back up, made another. Well, on the plane itself would be right turn. It just made a rectangle. And I thought, huh. And at first I was like, oh, that plane must be on maneuvers. Somebody's taking their test. But I thought, wait a minute. I don't ever recall making a rectangle being on the test to fly. And I thought, especially when it came close to me, I was like, I don't recall planes making a perfect right angle like that. You know? Now, maybe far away, the further end, maybe it did do a little curve, but I'm not going to say 100% for sure on that one either. I didn't hear anything, but I didn't see any wing lights or anything flashing or anything underneath, because you can always tell. That's why when I look at the sky, I always look for flashing lights, because all planes have them, so you can see them flying in the sky actually. So I always look for them, but I know when they go a certain speed, that ain't no plane. That ain't no plane. But those were the two that I can say for sure, without a doubt. Y'all gonna hook me up on a I know you are, Celeste. I know you are. They can hook me up to a lie detector machine. They can have truth serum going through my veins. They can whip me and everything else, torture my ass. I will never change my story on that one. I know what I saw. Your green screen's going all fuzzy? Really? I don't. Let me change the picture. Maybe that'll help. Bum, 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 bum. That one's a little fuzzier. I have a light out, so I gotta order a set of lights. If you can believe it. If you can believe it. It's just the smoke. Oh. I think anytime something jumps, moves fast, speed races in different colors, they're not from here. Yeah. So you can't have all these other countries coming out with all this stuff when the pilots are saying, when the pilots are saying, um, hey, we're seeing some stuff up here. We're seeing some stuff up here. So you can tell it's fuzzy around my shirt and stuff. Oh, we'll go back here. I know she's talking about the fuzzy. I do have a light out. A set of lights out. So half of them work on this one, the one above me. The other half don't. So I have to order a couple more bulbs. So. Ooh. We're in space now. You know what? Let me look real quick. Let me go to some images. Alien one. Alright, let's bring up some stuff. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm scary. I'm scary. It's a gray alien. Anna, you have a good night, hon. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. My green gray alien. Ooh. I'd be like, dude, you need a few cheeseburgers. Cameron says, I'm drinking myself to oblivion, so I'm not talking shit about smoking. Okay. So this is my green gray. He needs a few cheeseburgers. And dude, those eyes, really? Really? Yeah, you need some facial reconstruction through the hair. Now, some people think that the gray alien, which is what this is, some of them think they're nice, some think they're not. Now, I do know this, that, oh god, what's that guy's name? The one that was in a wheelchair, I can't believe I don't remember his name, because I got the movie made about him, The Theory of Everything. I can't remember his name. Stephen Hawking. Even Stephen Hawking said that if you come across an alien, more than likely it's going to be a bad one. You know? Gotta love music. Hello. I'm sorry that I missed so much. How long ago was your experience? Well, the first one was the 2004, 2005, around that Christmas time, that time around there, and the Armada was, oh God, I think that was around 2008, and the other one's a little later now, like 2012, something like that. So how many types of aliens are there? I have no idea. How many stars are there? Kaylee, hello. Now, the reason why I chose this picture up here, y'all, was because, honestly, we have a picture of trees, clouds, and then this ship that's above them. Did we really need a circle around it? Did we really need a circle around it to draw our attention to that? Really? That's the only reason why I have it up there, is just so I can go, really? Really? Oh wow, weren't you frightened? Do you think that maybe they will show themselves again to you as you weren't a threat? Um, no, I mean I was freaked out, don't get me wrong. I was freaked, especially when Casey was sitting there going, "Grrr." Yeah, because Casey, but then again, he growled at a leaf blowing across the yard. Um, I was freaked out. I wasn't scared. Um, you know, things that make you go, hmm. The foreground trees would be darker than the background. I just got here, so you've had an experience too. Yeah, I would love to hear y'all's. Yeah, I've had an experience. I was never abducted. I don't think they'll. Honestly, I'm not afraid now because I know they won't abduct me. I believe in God too much. Well, Stephen Hawking, if aliens are bad, wouldn't you think they would have come down here and annihilated us before now? No, not necessarily, because apparently there's some good aliens too. You know, they're saying there's some good and some bad. Steven's like, they exist, but I don't want to meet one. He's flat out said that. Basically is what he's saying. He didn't use those exact words. Um, don't you think you would be considered as friendly and trust you? Maybe. No, they won't. They won't because I believe in God too much. And that is the one thing I was telling him about C4 research team. The guy who started that, he was a scientist, and he went out to prove everybody wrong. He did not believe in aliens or nothing like that. And he went out to prove everybody wrong. Well, he found out there was some that was really, really, really credible. 90% of them, no. A few of them, yes. And then he found out that the one thing that saved them was from being taken was they called out to Jesus, and they're now Christians. They didn't believe in God before, and they called out to Jesus to help them, and they dropped him right then and there. So, but who knows? Who knows? I believe there's as many different types of aliens out there as there are stars. But I don't consider aliens what you think. I consider them fallen angels. They can take any shape. Who knows? Maybe we aren't the only species in this universe. I believe we're the only human beings in the universe. So they know your faith is stronger than them? Sorry, but I find this fascinating. All I know is from this research team, the one thing that saved them all was the fact that they called out to Jesus for help. Before then, one thing they have, the one thing they did find out is that none of them believed in God. Everyone they've interviewed did not believe in God. You'd be a fool to say that with 100% conviction. To say what with 100% conviction? I have my own opinions, and I can be 100% convinced of my own opinions. None of this has been proven, though. Nothing. Nothing. And some has, but you may not know it because of all the bad publicity or whatever. But I can, that aliens do not exist. I'm not scared of the idea of aliens. I'm not scared of the fact, even before I saw one, I wasn't afraid that, the idea of aliens being out there, that never bothered me. But I do know this for a fact. When other countries are putting out information that the pilots, and between the conversation between the pilots and control towers and stuff, and they're saying, look, there's something up here with us. I believe that. I believe that I believe a lot of things exist that most humans would be afraid of. I think that's really anything is possible. Yeah, us as humans, we're so small-minded. We really are. We're very small-minded people. And we think we know it all when we actually know nothing. When my mom was little, her and her family got the feeling like they needed to be outside. When they got outside, they realized that all their neighbors were out too, and everyone witnessed a UFO. Awesome. They all called it into the police and the observatory. I don't know why I didn't call Denison University. They have an observatory. But to say that Jesus is the name of the Son of God is false. I was not in the Jewish language at that time. They would have stated his name was Yeshua. In Hebrew, it's Yeshua. In English, it's Jesus. We don't know what his true name is until he comes back, and his name will be written on his thigh. Yeshua. Then I shouldn't say in Aramaic, his name is Yeshua. They didn't hear anything, just everyone said they got this weird, like, pulling feeling to go outside, and there it was in plain sight. Yeah, I heard nothing. Nothing. I heard nothing. And this was before I got into looking into the whole alien thing. Whoops. You guys, I'll be right back. Let me get rid of this one for you, so you can just enjoy Mama and the kids. Okay, I'm back. Oh, that is so neat. The green screen's moving, but the picture ain't. Ooh. Ooh. Do you think that Snowden guy knows and will release stuff in the future going to change your opinions on a lot of things? Do you think he knows about aliens? Katie said, I was the one who told you that a car lit up. Oh yeah, like in Close Encounters, time stood still, etc. My husband and I years ago, nothing since. Yeah, that's right. I remember you telling me now. Yeah. See, Les says, in realms of angels, we'll be praising his name out loud. Pixie said, it's just so weird they make no sound. It's kind of creepy. Man, I'm out of a beer. Welcome back. Jesus said, in my opinion, I don't think it's creepy. It just seems to be something we yet don't comprehend. See, somebody needs to remind Les that bathroom breaks are allowed during her live streams. Well, tell my LASIX that. I keep telling it, daggone it. I can take a sip and it's like, oh God. We can do, like I said, I was so unprepared for tonight, and it's not that, I mean, I actually love the subjects about aliens and conspiracies and stuff, and I have a lot of interests, in case you guys don't know. I was totally unprepared, and that's my own fault, because it took forever to figure out what I was going to do for tonight, and then something just told me and Donna started talking about it, so I'm going to talk about aliens tonight. So I don't have everything in line like I usually like to, but sometimes some of our best discussions are just off the cuff. Did you see the Buck Moon? Yep. Donna was asking me about it. Oh yeah, we were out in it. I missed the stream till now. I was at our camper. You don't know how bad I want to have a camper parked at a campground, so bad. Cameron says, no worries, it's still fun to talk about. Well, because when it comes to the realm of aliens, some people revere them as gods. And which, I don't see how, but anyway. But then again, even back through time, even in ancient time, they saw anything that came from the sky. It was the gods. You know, when God tells you there is no image of me, you know, shouldn't have one. You know, but the subject of aliens is, good God, we can do for years an alien a week and we wouldn't get through the list. We can try. I like these stories. I like the conspiracies. But I do want to do a separate intro for aliens rather than space, because I want to say space for when we talk about the nebulas and things like that. I need to come up with one for aliens. I gotta find some good music for it though. But and I think another thing that fascinates people is that you can create, like the artwork behind me. You can create all kinds of stuff. Now, I happen to like the picture behind me. Does that mean I believe in aliens? I do. I believe they exist. But do I worship them? No. Do you believe that people that say they have gotten abducted? I believe some of them. Some of them are very, very credible. Just like somebody was saying something earlier, somebody was saying somebody had a baby, claims to have had an alien baby. Um, yeah, I believe it can happen. I believe it's already happened. I believe it's been done. I believe aliens have been around for a while, walking this earth. And I'm not talking, I'm talking way back. You know, um, but I do believe that you must watch out. You must watch out. Heck, I can be an alien. You never know. I'm not, but I mean, you never know. I wonder if aliens, if they're walking around the face of the earth as a human, do they eat and sleep? I wonder. Do you think Snowden has info? I don't know what he has info on. Honestly. Don't let her lie. Yes, she is. Shut up, Deonda. Oh my goodness. Do you think Snowden has info? I really don't know. Look at the drawings done ages ago in caves, etc., by Indians, Egyptians, etc. Truly, I believe, I have no idea what Snowden knows. Has he been taken in by some country yet? By a country yet? I thought he was in Russia and they told him to get out. I don't know where he's at. But I don't think it'll be Snowden that'll spill the beans. Do you think when Trump went into office, they told him about Area 51? Everybody knows about Area 51. But no, I don't think they told him anything about anything. Because the people that know said they didn't. Most presidents are informed about some things when it comes to that. Trump wasn't. And he wanted to know. Trump believes in the aliens and stuff. And that's why he wanted to create the what is it that he was wanting to create? Some kind of space team or whatever. That's why he was wanting to create it. He was going to force them to tell him. Yeah, that's where I thought he was, in Russia. Yeah, I can't remember if Russia told him to get out or not. I thought they did. And then they changed their mind. Or maybe he was told to get out somewhere else and they took him in. I know one thing, I would love to have an interview with him. But I don't think he's going to be one to spill the beans. I think after the beans are spilled, he's going to spill what he knows. I think the aliens are just going to land there in Washington, right there on the front lawn. I'm serious. Now, I do know that in my astronomy group that I was in, we had an Air Force pilot as one of the members. A lot of people didn't like him. I liked him. Because he taught me a lot. He really did. And I said, if you would just listen to him, They're picking Les up first. No, they're not. They ain't picking me. Next president alien. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, why is Trump orange? Come on. You know it's not from eating too many carrots. You know it's not. But anyway, he swears up and down he's never seen one. He said they don't exist. He said, all my years of flying, he said, they don't exist. I would have seen one. But I asked him, I said, well, what do you think about your fellow pilots? He says, I don't know one pilot that says that they've seen an UFO. And I said, but there are pilots out there where the information is being leaked, where they're tripping out because they're saying there's something here with us. I said, what about the astronauts? They're leaking, whoever it is, somebody inside is leaking those tapes. And you can see the one, I can't remember what mission it was. I was telling Donna about it, to where if you look at the astronauts, they're not happy. One of them, it scared the crap out of him. He won't talk. He won't talk about nothing. And I said, so, you know, if you have these people who are pilots from other countries, he says, well, that's other countries. I was like, dude, they're saying that they're seeing these things. They've released some audio snippets of pilots in this country. I said, so what do you say about them? He said, there ain't nobody in this country who's ever seen one. And I said, but you can't say just because you haven't seen them, they don't exist. You know? I mean, good God. Pandas were thought to be a myth until 1,000 years ago. You know? So you can't say. There was a civilization that they thought died out. Where was it? A whole civilization that they thought died out, and they were tiny ass things though. They were small, but it's caught on video, and this guy, audio and visual from pilots, yes. There was this guy who ended up dying in jail in this other country because the expedition he was with was wiped out by this civilization of people that they thought were extinct. And they weren't nice at all, as you can tell. But they blamed him for their murders, and he died in their jail. Well, it was a family member, I think it was a sister, or maybe the father, sent for his things. But what nobody did, nobody checked his video camera. And his video camera was fully intact. And this guy was in jail there for like 25 years. And it was fully intact. They looked at it, and they actually got video of these people who they thought were extinct. Thought they're extinct hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And they're not. So we don't even know what's on our own Earth, let alone what's out in the sky. Ever watch the Secure Team website on YouTube? Yes, I do. Oh, he was taken off a couple times. YouTube's been giving him hell the past couple months. That is not a joke. He was gone for a while. He was gone for a while. I'm enjoying Lez'S keychain and fighting my grandbaby for the other one. He thinks it's cool. Awesome. He knows taste. Katie says, I saw that. Yeah, he's been going through heck. And he puts a lot of time into his channel. I mean, he lives it. Yeah, the astronauts in space say they see colors that they can't see on Earth. Not only that, they're seeing things happen that should not be happening. And, you know, NASA and everybody saying, oh, that's just dust. Well, I've never known there to be dust in space, not like that. That moves like that. You know, there's no wind in space, folks. It's taken Secure Team. Yeah, it's called Secure Team 10. He's one of the ones I watch, and this man lives his channel. Lives it at 24/7. And he's the one where I would go into his live streams when he has it. That thing moves so fast you can't see nothing. Yes, Snicker, look him up. Yep, it's just him. And I love his attitude. He's like, I guess people were asking him for shout outs and stuff. You know what he told them? He said, nobody shouted me out. He said, you want to know, or he said, if you want to, if you want your channel to grow, do your work like I did. And he still keeps getting bigger. Never heard of him. Yeah, Secure Team 10 is his channel. Let me see if I can put it in here. Hold on a second. Let me get his okay. www, because he should be right here on my list. Where are ya? Oh, let's scan Ruggles. Now, where are you? There he is. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Copy. Okay. This is Secure Team 10. That is Secure Team 10's homepage to his channel. That should work. Just got it straight from there. He lives his channel 24/7. C-Les says, yeah, that's a good point. No wind in space. When Neil Armstrong planted the American flag on the moon, it was fully extended and more or less frozen in place. All kinds of cool stuff on there, says Kaylee. Yep. I've had a theory about how light moves through different spectrums. If you're on the opposite side of the universe, yellow would look completely different to you. But what do I know? Yeah, that's what Einstein proved. And that light bends and everything. Yeah, Secure Team 10 is a good one. I like him. He's worked hard. And he's done some decent interviews. Dead serious. And he knows people. I also watch Linda Molden. Linda Moulton Howe. I watch her. She goes live. Wow, 2 million subs. I'll check these videos out for sure. Yeah, you know, I was watching him. And he didn't even have 1 million viewers yet. And going into one of his live streams, I'm telling you, wow. That's why one of his live streams is why Super Chat was invented. So that way you can see who's saying what. So, let's see, what's another one? Linda Moulton Howe. Now, she'd been around since God was a boy. And she's been investigating forever. I want to know how old she really is. She's probably 90. You guys remember back in the day in the 70s when these cows were being mutilated? And it looks like the insides were just gone. Does anybody remember that? She was one of the investigators on that. Snickerdoodle flyby. PJ says, "Oh yeah, I remember hearing of that." She was one. Linda Moulton Howe. Barely remember hearing of that, says PJ. Sarah says, "Oh yeah." Kaylee says, "Yep, you never hear about it anymore." Yeah, Linda Moulton Howe was one of the investigators on that one. That's how old she is. Crop circles too. I can't explain crop circles. Yes, that was when the stupid chupacabra came out too. Yeah. They're saying the chupacabra did it. I don't think so. But all these cows, I mean, oh my goodness. But crop circles, they've tried to mimic it and stuff, and some of them are fake. Let's face it. Snickerdoodle, wasn't that in the 80s and 90s? I don't recall what the cow mutilations. I remember in the 70s they were a big thing. I mean, it was huge. I mean, it was got to the point to where it was scaring everybody. Linda Moulton Howe was born in 1942. Oh, was she? Cow thing was so creepy. Yes, it was. But the crop circles, some of them. Now look, I know they went out there with a stick and a string, trying to mimic these crop circles. Yes, they can do a very good circle pattern. But some of these crop circles, I'm sorry, they're way too intricate. And they're exact. Ever see the movie Signs? Is that the one with Mel Gibson? I think it was Mel Gibson. Okay, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Wasn't that M. Night Shyamalan's movie? Wasn't that his first movie he did? You can always tell an M. Night movie. Always. Yeah, you can always tell one of his movies now. I don't even have to know. I can just watch a movie and tell you if it's an M. Night movie. Today, July 20th, 2019, 50 years since Armstrong stepped stepped his foot onto our phenomenally gorgeous moon. So wish I could have met him. So very moving, emotionally and spiritually. He's made some before. Has it been 50 years? Well, yeah, because I'll be 51, yeah. It was in the 2000, and also Sasquatch and Mothman was made popular. He's still alive. Well, yeah, he's still alive. He's, he's fairly young. Now the Mothman. That's a rabbit hole. That is a rabbit hole. Sasquatch too. That was so fun. I'll never forget this argument. We were at Red Lobster. I took a friend of mine, and she brought a friend of hers, and I took them out to dinner at Red Lobster one night. Neil Armstrong died. $1969. Yeah, because I'll be 51. And it was the year I was, yeah, 50 years, yeah, because I was 68. Sure, Jan, hello. Hey, Les, there are still cow mutilations here, but it's just a blip on the news, and farmers don't like talking about it when it happens. I was going to say something about that they still happen. I'm sure he's still kicking. Neil Armstrong died. Isn't he the one that died? Sure, Jan, do you know if Neil Armstrong is alive or is he dead? I thought he died. I think it still happens too. Cameron says, I'll ask Google. I really thought Neil Armstrong died. If he didn't, I'm sorry, Neil. Oops. He passed, Silas says he passed about 2 years ago. I was 10 years old, and we actually filmed the landing while it was on television. Died August 25th, 2012. Sarah says Neil Armstrong died several years ago. The other two astronauts are still living. Yeah, I know Buzz is still alive. August 25th, 2020. Yeah, I know Buzz is still alive. He does cameos. Now he's going crazy. Sarah says, I'll see that's with a Super 8. With a Super 8, yeah. He Buzz is going a little crazy now. But Buzz is letting things spill. Buzz Armstrong's letting things spill. And people are saying, oh, he's just nuts. I think he's nuts because of the shit he's seen and he's had to keep quiet about. I saw footage of exactly this a couple days ago. Of exactly what? Poor Buzz. Heard that Buzz Aldrin's kids tried to have him declared incompetent. Did you know he was a really bad alcoholic at the time of the moon landing? I heard that. But if he was an alcoholic at the time of the moon landing, he wouldn't have been able to go. Those guys are put through, before they went, they were put through a thing. They have to go through a training and all this other shit for a year before they go. You know, sometimes stuff that comes out of older people's life is the truth. A footage made by a kid who filmed the TV while the live moon landing coverage was going on. Oh. Probably after the moon landing. Oh, he was stone cold sober when they went to the moon landing. I can tell you that. They're not gonna let. No. He was afraid he'd go into DTs. He didn't. Gotta Love Music says, I'm so sure you spoke on it, but I enjoy your viewpoint. Do you think there's really going to be strange thinking people who will show up at Area 51? If so, will the military act? If they get close enough, I think there will be some stupid people show up. I think there will be a few. Not no 200,000 or 2 million, however many supposed to storm the place. But I think maybe 3 or 4. And if they get close enough, yes, they will shoot. There is no warning. Well, the warning is the signs. They will tell you that we will shoot. There was these couple guys who got near there, and they were at the fence line, and bullets were flying at them. So, and they were just at the fence line. They weren't even inside the fence. So, Buzz also had to be medevaced from the South Pole to, yeah, a couple years ago. Yep. An 86-year-old man going to the South Pole is badass, in my not so humble opinion. Oh, yeah, he was flown to New Zealand. Kaylee says hotels are booked around there. Jeez. In real life, he had added altitude sickness. Oh, we had a see. Listen, we had a moving camera. Images were transferred to a reel, played back on a stand-up screen in our living room. That would have been awesome. Awesome. They took the deadly force signs down a few years ago. Did they? You can go all the way to the gate, and they can't do anything to you. Yeah, that's why I said these guys. They were just at the fence line, and they were shooting. They didn't. If they wanted to, they could have been shot to kill, but they weren't inside the fence yet. They were given. That was their warning. God Love Me says no, but even anybody shows up, I believe that the military will act, not just the white trucks we've been told about and seen. Yeah, these guys didn't see no white trucks. All they saw was, all they heard was pew pew, and looked up. There was a jeep, and they were like, "I'm out of here." I would like to go to Area 51 and go up to the gate. If they try, oh my god, yeah, exactly. The military has put up new signs and been threatened. You may be shot. You can accidentally cross over the gate and just get a $750 fine. What do they think is there now? I don't think there's really a whole lot there now. I think there's things under there, but not like people think. But who knows? Who really knows? I know I don't. Who knows? Now, I do know this. With Area 51, I know there's a gate. But there have been so many people who've tried to go around it. And it's the same thing. But they can't shoot you unless you cross. So, with this new threat to charge the gates, I believe everything is even more hidden and locked away. You know what? Even if they did get into the gate, there is no way they're going to get into the area. There is no way. That place is locked down. There's no way. I believe there are people out there with capability if they knew what they were going up against. Nobody knows what's there, but I can guarantee you this, it's locked down. And there are people that still work there. Not as many as there used to be. Not as many as there used to be. People that work there, you would have their family members are the ones that are speaking up and said that their dad or their mother, they would be picked up, taken to an airport, and they were flown in, and then they were put on a bus, and then bust in, bust out. This was an everyday thing. Sela says, getting very close. Cameron says, I mean, everyone thinks Area 51 is alien territory. Why would I keep my alien cache there? It's not. Or stash. Isn't the Area 51 already miles away from the gate? Or did I misread the maps? No, you didn't misread it. That's what I said. Even if they can get to it, it's locked down. It's locked down. But do we really know what's there? I would like to go. I'll be honest with you. I would really like to go and go right up to the gate. I really would. I had to go and put on the... I had to be like the army and put on the desert outfits. Or put on the invisibility outfit. That thing is neat as shit. Is the so-called fame of rushing in really worth potentially being injured? I don't know. To some people, I guess it would be. It's not for me. But I'd put on the invisibility suit. I would. Have you guys seen the invisibility suit? Has anybody seen it? I'm sure they've improved upon it from the last time I saw it. Snickerdoodles, so when is this supposed to happen? I guess September 20th. Are you going Harry Potter now? No, but the army does have this thing called the invisibility suit. And what they do is they put it on. And I can see the scientist's face that created this. He used to have a show on TV, but I could see his face. I don't remember his name. I could see him. And he's Oriental. And what it does is that this suit has cameras. And whatever is in back or in front of you, depending on which way you're looking at it, it shows the terrain of whatever's behind you or whatever's in front of you. If you're looking at it from the back, all you see what is in front. And whatever is behind you, that's all you see. What's happening September 20th? Um, it's the rushing of Area 51. And so here it says I've seen that, and I'm sure that they've improved upon it since the time since I've seen it, which has been like 15 years. You know. So you actually the person actually disappears. And all you see is terrain. Whether you look at the front, back, side, doesn't matter. Pretty cool design. It'd take a lot of energy to keep it running. Not really. But I'm sure, and I don't know how long it lasts for or whatever, but I think that is awesome. I think I'd wear that going in there. I really would. I would wear that. So, Karen, science has come so far. It really has. Where's that at? I don't know where it's at. I just know we have it. By now, maybe it would be helped by solar energy. I don't know. I don't know. It wouldn't say how it was powered or anything. It just showed you how it worked. And it was neat as hell. Energy is energy. You can't create it from nothing. I know this. I'm not saying it doesn't take energy. You said it would take a lot of energy. It's come a long way. You know? So I really don't know. Maybe it is solar. Who knows? And I don't know how long it lasts. It didn't say. It didn't give away a whole lot of information on it, of course, and I don't blame them. Why would they? Why would they let enemies know about this? But then again, you just told the enemies you have it. So this thing was neat. All you saw was the plane behind him. It was neat. And I'd be wearing one of those sand outfits like they do out there when they're getting ready to sniper somebody. I'd wear that to sneak up on it. See, this is I'm out, y'all. 3 o'clock is my limit. Had a good time. Oh, good God, yeah, it is. Had a good time as usual. Sweet dreams, everyone. You have a good night, Celeste. You take care. That's past my bedtime, too. No wonder I'm tired. Could it be one of those things that you used to cover up from the fires? I don't know. I don't know. Didn't look like it. I don't know. Gotta love, says you are chock full of knowledge, Les. I don't know about that. I just know what you read and shit. Cameron says I'd have one too, but damn, all those camera, all those cameras something. Yeah, that'd be my thing. I'd end up breaking a camera. That would be my thing. Night, Les. All another interesting show. Well, you have a good night, Kaylee. Thank you for coming. Cameron says, and to have them shown on 3,000 lenses. I don't think there's a ton of lenses. I really think it's like a projector that they show on, and I really honestly don't think there's I think there's only several lenses on that thing. No, it's not no 300 cameras or 3,000. You wouldn't be able to walk in it. But it's like a projection thing. There's only a few cameras on each side. I'll have to check it out again. Well, but I haven't seen it in 15 years, and I'm sure it has advanced tremendously in 15 years. So, what are POVs? Oh, point of views. All right. Well, just same way you can have a pinhole in like say if I had a clock up there, put a pinhole with it, and you can put a 180 degree camera in there through a pinhole. The same principle. Same principle. Hazel, hello. Yeah. Dang it, I'm late, she says. Yeah, because I'm getting ready to leave here in a few. But to project it, you'd need to it you'd need it to be recorded. I don't know. I don't know the specifics on it. I don't know. Well, Liz, now I can tell you I only wanted one keychain and one magnet, and the rest was for you. Your card was lovely, thank you. Well, you're welcome, Judith. Might as well give your money's worth. Hazel said, at least I got to pop in and say hi. Yes, you did. So who knows? But I know they have the capability of it. But if you're going to storm Area 51, you know what? They should just let people go to like the lobby of Area 51 if they have one, or make a lobby and have them sell trinkets, and that would suffice for some people. It would me. I would just want a memento. Of course, I also know me. I'll be like, "Where's R2D2?" I want an alien to take home. My luck, it would be a real one. I want a ship. That would be a fake one. I really would. I would. I just want a memento of everywhere I go. I'd be like, okay, I'm satisfied. I've been here, done that. Now, what's 15 miles this way? I want to go over there. No, you'll really be shot. No, I want to go over there. No, you'll really be shot. I want to go over there. It says I'm only going to get shot over here. I want to go over there. So you're a Trekkie? I'm a Star Wars, a Trekkie, and everything else. Same like Mac and me. Gotta love music. Good night, Les and her friends. Gotta love music. You got friends in here. It's not just me, it's all of us. I'm doing an alien from Mars. I don't think I could handle taking another one home. Uh Now this kind of stuff I can do a weekly series on. I can't do my box signal anymore. My hands won't let me. This is about the best I can do. My hands won't let me anymore. There. That's the best I can do. Uh, Hi and bye, music. Nice meeting you. Hope to be here earlier next time. Give you props for trying. Yeah, my hands just will not let me do it anymore. You're talking to somebody who can barely open up a Coke bottle. A 20-ounce bottle. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. But I'm going to go ahead and go because it is way past my bedtime. And I'm trying to think, did I take everything? Making sure. I was going to finish my dinner, but I don't know now. Take it easy, Les. Cameron, I am so glad you came back. I really am. This is great having you involved again. Honestly. Sarah, good night, Les. Nice chat. Same here, Sarah. Thank you. Um. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, I forgot already. God. I forget. Good night, Les, and everyone. Much love, says Hazel, and good night to everybody. I want to thank you so much for being here. Um, Thank you. It was nice hearing your voice again. Thank you, Cameron. I hope you come back, sweetheart. Love you, Les. You're always in my heart. Thank you, Judith. Thank you. Say goodnight to the grandbaby. So, and anyway, oh yeah, by the way, Judith and Hazel, how are the new additions? I need to find out. How are the new additions? Are they doing well? In case everyone else that's still in here that doesn't know, Hazel and Judith became new grandparents. Yay! Well, again, so one's the first time I think, and the other, and Hazel I think is, I forget what number this is for her. I want to hear about the grandbabies. Maybe not. Maybe they already left. That's a shame. Oh well. They probably already left. So I want to thank everyone for coming in. Thank you for a great night. I'll send you updates in email. Gotta get Kayla to send you pics. Yes. Yes, that would be awesome. Yes, pics of the babies. Pics of the babies. So thank you all so much. I love it when we have decent discussions, and I love it when everybody participates. Um, I think that's fantastic. And maybe we'll do this again next Friday. Hopefully. If I'm not asleep. So that's what happened to me last night. I was asleep. I ain't gonna lie. I was out. So thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great night and a great day tomorrow. Stay cool. Love you, Les, to the moon and back. And same here. Sweet family. So hope everybody does have a great night and a great day. Stay cool, and we'll talk later. Bye.